TEMPTU. Are you with TEMPTU or are you wearing just a TEMPTU shirt?
I found it and I just threw it on.
Wouldn't that be awkward? Tanya Deemer's here with us. She's their global artist and she's been with them for 9 years. I've been obsessed with them for probably just as long. What I want to do is break down the myth that only makeup artists need an airbrush. TEMPTU finally has made it so easy and user accessible. I find airbrush, especially if you have tricky skin, to be one of the greatest products on the market. That being said, let's get to it. Give us your knowledge.
Thank you, first of all, for having me because I love to talk about, well, I like to talk, but airbrush in general. I'm sure most people were used to seeing like a separate compressor attached to an air hose and a gun, but you're always tethered to a wall. This has been in the works. It was probably in the works 6 years ago. It's the world's first self-contained airbrush system. This is your AirPod Pro. This is your TEMPTU Air. They go together and you make a baby. It charges right here like a cell phone, and this is a mixing cleaning brush that comes with it. So I'm gonna show you how to go step by step without having to clean in between each color. I feel like that's what scares people off.
Yeah, it's like, it's so much work. Yeah. It's like, I have to clean it.
Okay. So we've got the Brilliant Glow in the, I think this is medium to deep is what it's called. This is considered a primer. It can be applied before the makeup. It can be applied with the makeup to get like that dewier, glowy, luminous finish.
Yep.
And then you can also go on top of the makeup for more of a highlight. Also, I should say that this, along with all of our products, can be hand applied as well as through an airbrush. So I've put about 4 drops in the front of that well. I always make sure to tilt the gun when I'm putting the product into the gun so that I'm not wasting product all the way back here. It's got a giant cup and there's no need for that. You push the button and tap it to change your airflow. On low, we're gonna get up close and do like touch-up work, maybe some spot treating. On 2, we're gonna do foundation, blush, you know, that kind of stuff. And then 3, if you wanted to do like the décolleté, add some bronzer, go crazy. This is the trigger. This is really simple. Light to heavy. Can you see that where it says light to heavy? That tells you how far back to pull the trigger. My rule of thumb is don't ever pull it back all the way. Right. It's a must. I'm gonna put this on 2, okay? And I'm gonna be, I don't know, let's say 6 to 8 inches away from the face. So go ahead and keep your eyes closed. And we're gonna go, can you guys see I'm just kind of going in circles, light circles, down the nose. I kind of sweep down the nose. As long as you're doing overlapping circles, you're gonna get beautifully blended, even application, and it comes out so micro fine. Do you happen to know what your foundation shade is normally? I don't. Okay, I'm gonna look at you and say you're a 5'6".
That sounds about right.
I am using the SB line. Okay.
Which is what I use.
SB silicone base. When you're mixing colors, there's a couple different ways you can mix. I want to make this as easy as possible. So I'm going to drop a couple drops of, that's 6. And then this is shade 5. Okay, so we've got 2 colors in here and we want to mix them. So you turn it on. I'm going to recommend turning it on low. We just tap the button. Block this and pull the trigger back, and this will bubble it inside the cup to mix. So, I'm gonna go in and spot treat her real quick, and we'll just go under the eyes, and I'm barely pulling back on the trigger. I'm kind of pulsing on the trigger and just getting in there. Like, she's got a little redness. We're gonna tone down, but man, it's so fast. Like, you tone down the redness almost instantaneously. It's crazy. This is great for melasma because you can color correct. Okay, now I am going to turn it on 2 and back away from the face a little bit and kind of blend what I've already done together. I am working in overlapping circles still. When we close our eyes, we do create expression lines. It's just natural. You're gonna have expression lines, right? So I tell people go in and blend that out before it dries. If it does dry, just take like a little baby beauty blender or a fluffy brush and just get a little of this makeup on there and go in and blend it out. Let's say we don't want to worry about that foundation line on the neck, then you just blend down onto the neck. So go in and just build your coverage. Like, this is just very light coverage. Then just go back and build wherever you want. The great thing is this is silicone based makeup, which means it emulates the texture of skin. Like if I put 1 layer on her forehead and 4 layers on her cheeks, it's all gonna look the same. Oh, this is like 16-hour wear, the SB is.
And how long till it sets?
Almost immediately, as long as you're using light buildable layers.
Okay, light buildable layers.
That's the name of the
All
game.
right, now are you gonna hook me up with a little color?
This is the Coral from the SB High Definition line that I'm adding right onto where this foundation was. 1 drop.
Love that.
This is our gold highlighter. So now I've mixed all this together for this really pretty color. On level 2 again, and I just test it on my hand
so
to make
pretty.
sure. Because it definitely doesn't come out like that. It comes out like that. Don't be scared. So you can use your hand, kind of shield any overspray. And as long as you're moving while applying, it's gonna be super blended. And where you feel the air going is where the product is going. Remember that. And she's still like super glowy, happy, 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 joy, joy. Let's say you wanna put a little color on the lips too, and you wanna kind of play with what's left in this gun before you empty it out. This is part of our stencil kit. Brow stencils, lip stencils, eye stencil. Go in and just give her a little tint on the lips. See how easy that is? Let's say you are starting off with blush and you're like, whoa, like, oh my God, I over applied. You can go in with this guy, turn your head that way, and you can just.
That's a good brush, because I don't feel any of the like.
You don't feel pokey. Yeah. That's a technical term too. Pokey. Just blend it in. So now we have a bronzer. Now we have this with blush and highlighter in it, but I've sprayed all of that out. You just go in on high and just spray, 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 spray until nothing comes out, okay? Then you add the next color. I'm not cleaning. Somewhere along the line, people stopped bronzing to make it look like you're bronzed by the sun, which technically would be like where the high points are, is where the sun would hit you. That's where you would be bronzed. Well, then people started using bronzer for a contouring method. So TEMPTU has 2. They have Warm Glow, which is the bronzer. That's what I'm using on her. We also have bronzer contour that doesn't have the shimmer.
Spray where I'm.
Yeah. So I'm on high here because it's a larger area of the body. And notice I'm not getting anything on her shirt because you can control this. It's great. Application, again, you want to follow the bone structure if you're contouring with it. We're doing kind of like a Nike swoosh, like, you know, that the C. Yeah, just do it. And then,
So tan.
I know.
It looks so natural
I
though.
know.
So just like it's your skin.
Any kind of jawline work, you can get back here and spray so that it kisses like the top part of the bone and under here, and it creates that shape. It's super cool. We're gonna go ahead and go on low though here and give her a little shadow. You wanna be close, close, close to the skin, and you wanna go in light layers and don't have them open their eye until it's dry. Now I'm just using the Warm Glow on her lid right now. One of the other colors I like to use is the bronzer contour color. And that just gives her a little shadow on the eye.
That's nice. Let's go.
Let's say you get this look done and you're like, you know what? I know I said that I want a lot of blush, but I don't. You can go over it with another layer of foundation to tone it down. These are our silica powders. This is not a normal substance. I don't know what it is. It's magic.
Can use the powder on normal makeup.
Oh yeah. So people with oily skin, you can actually powder with this first and then airbrush over it and then top it off with powder. So this is a very simple, light look. You can go super dramatic. I have done like crazy eyes and maybe like really like intense contouring.
Yeah.
Let's just say you're done for the day. And now you've got this inside that cup, okay? I've already sprayed all of the excess makeup out on this. So I'm just putting a few drops of the cleaner into the cup, okay? And you can back bubble or you can use your cleaning brush. I just go in and kind of all over the cup here, I just kind of swish it around just to make sure all the pigment is really loose in there so that it sprays out nicely.
Ooh, what is this?
So this is the cleaning cup.
Wow.
So when you're in a confined space like this and you don't want overspray, you can spray all of your overspray into this. So I fill it with a tissue and I spray into the tissue so that I can just take the tissue out and
that's good. Throw the tissue away.
Yeah, it's like way easier. It is worth mentioning you can't clean this with water.
Because it'll mix. Silicone and water don't mix.
They are not friends.
Right.
Because this makeup sits on top of the skin, it's not going to clog the pores. People with sensitive skin don't have any reactions. It's also the cleanest application. You don't have to touch anyone.
You hear that? Germaphobes out there?
Well,
very easy.
It's super quick. If it's totally dead, it takes about 2 hours to charge.
Not bad.
And then depending on how often you use it, let's just say you're using it for your daily makeup for just you every day, you could potentially get up to 2 weeks off of one charge.
Yes.
Oh, color correction. Yes. Rosacea is super common. This covers it very effectively. You can actually put a drop of a color corrector in if it's really intense, like if it's been aggravated. Add your foundation in here and 1 drop of green. So the rule of thumb with any airbrush formula, not just TEMPTUs, is buildable layers, light buildable layers. So if you build like that, each layer is dry. It's not going to collect in any lines.
Thank you so much for joining us. Now you can see that there is so many products from TEMPTU. This is an amazing company that's been around forever, and it's a woman-run, woman-owned.
Yeah.
Samantha. So we love her. I just want you to know that you don't have to be scared, and it's worth a try. And I really think that you should try to use an airbrush.
I mean, I would say if you're scared to try it, get some training. I go live on TEMPTU's Instagram on Tuesdays,
Awesome.
Tuesdays with Tanya. And I'd be happy to answer any of your questions.
Yeah, so check her out. Jamie15 is my discount code if you want to try this amazing system, or if you just want to buy refills for the system you already own, or if you want to buy lipstick or mascara, do it. And also have a fabulous day. Bye.